case since it was such a high-profile case. I do have to say that there were times where I would find specific cars following me, and that I would see a specific car parked outside where I lived over and over again. And this happened after I had finished my report and my exhibit comparison charts. And what I mean by that is charts that compared Patsy Ramsey's handwriting to the ransom note. That was after it was received by the opposing side, and the opposing side meaning John and Patsy Ramsey and their attorney. So at that time, I did feel that I had to be very careful and that I had to basically not leave where I lived for a while, and friends were kind enough to grocery shop for me and do things for me so I could at least be available when I had to show up for the deposition in that case. But thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
We do have a couple more callers, and I'd like to get them all in, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the next caller. Caller calling from area code 304. You are on the air with Cina Wong.
Thank you. I've got a question. It's actually two parts, I suppose. The first question would be, do you find that there's more of a demand for your professional services from the civil or criminal investigative case venues? And then the other part, final part, would be, of all of the different types of cases that you've worked, taking into account all the years that you've been doing this, what do you find to be most rewarding? What's the best part of this that you enjoy the most, that means the most to you?
Oh, well, thank you for your question. I find that most of my cases are more in the civil arena than criminal, though I have done some criminal. And regarding the rewarding part of my job, I guess it all goes back to the incident that I spoke about that happened to me when I was younger, that there are some people out there that I have helped that have had they couldn't find help anywhere else. They didn't know a handwriting expert existed, and for some reason they came across my name, called me, and when we went to court, things turned out very favorably for them, and especially in a specific case, it was a woman with 2 children, and she was getting a divorce from her estranged husband. She didn't know that during the whole period that she was married to him, he was worth millions and millions of dollars, and he had hidden all that away from her, and he had stopped paying child support to the children, and she was living on welfare. Come to find out he had all this money, and we were able to prove that there was fraud involved, and he forged some documents to keep everything away from her, and in the end, now her children are receiving support payments, and she's doing fine. So in cases like that, I feel very good about everything, but thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Okay, Cina, we've got one more caller. Caller from area code 480. You are on the air. If you have a question for Cina Wong.
I do. I just wanted to see if there's a place where we can go, like a website she has or something, because I would like to find out about her services. I've got an unsolved case I may want to talk to her about, but I don't want to share details on the air.
Okay, well, certainly. Cina, you want to give out your website? Sure.
My website address is Cina Wong, and that's spelled C-I-N-A, like Tina, but with a C instead. So Cina Wong, W-O-N-G, forgeryexpert.com. And there's a contact tab on my page there. You can click on it, and you can send me a note, and I can speak with you privately.
Okay, and will that email go directly to you?
I'm sorry?
The email that we send from your website will go directly to you?
Yes, it will go directly to me, and no one else will see it. That's correct.
Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted to find out.
Very good.
All right, thank you.
Look forward to speaking with you soon.
Thank you. Thank you all, to all the callers that called in and to the people in the chat room. Our chat room is just loaded down, so we're real excited about Cina being here. And I want to give that number out again one more time. If anybody else would like to call in, you can call in to 646-727-3674 and speak with Cina. Cina, I want to get back to a little bit more about what you do. And someone did ask you the type of cases, and you said that you work mostly in civil versus the criminal arena. What other type of people use your your expertise in handwriting and document examination in the forensic arena?
Well, there are many businesses that encounter problems regarding forged checks, question documents such as contracts, or even graffiti on the bathroom walls, and I'm called in to examine those issues. Most of my work comes from attorneys because they have clients who need issues examined that they do sign it at a later date, but they sign someone else's name. So I deal with those issues. The Navy Legal Services, they've contacted me to do an independent examination on different cases, and they have also requested that I review the work of the military document examiner to confirm their findings. So sometimes I'm looking at another expert's report to see if they followed the correct procedure and methodology. There are also individuals who are victims of forged documents. They receive death threat notes or anonymous letters, checks that have been forged. Also, you can be court-appointed by a judge, as I was for a case with the United States Attorney's Office. And currently, in the news, I've been seeing a lot of churches having issues. There have been an increase in embezzlement and forgery cases committed within the church of various denominations. So those are just skimming the top of the type of people that would be using the services of a forensic document examiner.
Wow. Yeah, it kind of goes into every arena, actually. If you've ever been a victim of someone ever taking a check of yours and signing it, or credit card or anything like that, it can happen to anyone. It certainly can, and you could use that. You could have a need for your services. Do you ever work with law enforcement, Cina? Do they ever bring you in on cases?
Oh, I have received calls from the police department in smaller townships, but the police departments in larger cities, they usually have their own document examiner on staff, or they will use like the state lab examiner to run their cases. So it varies.
Yes, we do have someone in the chat room asking, and they were asking if we could hear the show. Okay, I did also hear some static a few minutes ago. It seems to have cleared up right now, so I'm hoping everybody can hear okay, but let me know if you have any problems. And I don't know quite what's causing it, to be quite frank with you, but I hope everybody can hear it okay now. A lot of people are very, very interested in the work that you did with the civil trial in the John Benet Ramsey case. How did you become involved in that case, and what was your role, and just kind of tell us about what happened with that and everything, Cina, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. The case was called Wolf versus Ramsey, but many people refer to it as a John Benet Ramsey civil case. And I was contacted by an attorney who represented Chris Wolf. And at the time, Mr. Wolf was a freelance reporter. And it was my understanding that Mr. Wolf and his live-in girlfriend had a disagreement on Christmas Day in 1996. And Mr. Wolf left their apartment that evening, and the next